Good day, guys. Welcome to Endurance Room. My name's Jess. I'm out on a hike testing out a lightweight scout kit that I put together with my haversack and one of my Plash Palaktas. My intention with this kit is to utilize some robust, non-modern materials like the Palakta and see what kind of weight I can get it down to. Still cover my basics, at least have the 5 C's covered minimum, but yet be lightweight and manageable. So if my intention was to go out and cover some miles, this would be a good kit to do so. So with my kit today, which is based upon the 5 C's, with a few added bonuses out of the 10 C's, my total pack weight came out to only 10.5 pounds. That's with a canvas Plash Palakta. It's a 6x6 canvas tarp. It also doubles as a poncho, a bivy sack. It's a very robust and diverse kit that affords me a lot of options in the woods with not a lot of weight. I thought we could use this as a chance to talk about making your own gear. This is something that I've literally just started doing in the last few months. The equipment that I've made, well, maybe not the most professional, it's become some of my most treasured equipment. My knife, this is an old hickory knife. It was an 11-inch butcher knife, and I cut the blade down to 4.5 inches, remade the handle. I did this all with hand tools. I made the sheath. I've got my fire, cordage, and cutting tool, 3 of the 5 C's right on my hip. I've made my haversack out of leather and canvas. It's just a simple, lightweight bag. There's one small pocket on the side and a couple attachment points. I've got my rainwear and shelter attached to it. Just a single Plash Palakta. All combined, this kit is only 10.5 pounds, and that's with a full canteen of water. So for me, this is enough for me to go out for a day hike, for an overnighter. If I was going to be staying out, I would have had a wool blanket with me and a ground cloth, but this is pretty close. So a couple more pounds and I'm good to go for an overnighter. If I had to, I could stay out in this. This is a leather pouch that I made out of deer hide and cow hide with a deer tine that I collected off of a shed. I use this for my cordage. I've got a ridge line in here, some number 36 bank line, and about 5 or 6 tent stakes that I use for my shelter building. This is basically my shelter kit. I just made these leggings the other day out of a deer hide. I used one deer hide for both leggings and I still had leather left over. This was all I used to make it. All the stitching was done with this needle. It's just a heavy canvas needle with a triangular head that cuts right through the leather. I used this heavy hemp thread. It was $5 for about 100 yards and it's fantastic cordage. And I used this scrap of deer hide to help pull the needle through. I started with the tape measure, measuring around the top of my leg, where I wanted to tie off, and then the bottom. I added about 2 inches to both. I then used a pizza box to make a pattern. I just took my measurements, used a straight edge, and cut it out. Laid that on my leather, used a colored pencil to draw out the lines. I folded the leather so that the smooth side was on the inside, and then I made my stitch down the length of it to where I wanted to stop. I left about 5 inches, 6 inches at the bottom for a cuff to fit down over different pairs of boots. And then I oiled them with mink oil to help waterproof them. So I'll be able to use these to help keep my legs warm, to help protect them from thorns as I'm traveling through the brush during the spring and summer when it starts coming up. The briars and thorns, they just slide right off the leather. It's fantastic. It helps waterproof your lower legs. So it basically puts your boot all the way up around your knee without having to wear knee-high boots. It's a pretty cool piece of kit. It's very old school. This is how they were traveling around in the 1800s. It helped protect their clothes. They usually had 1 or 2 sets of clothes back in those days, so they did all they could to protect them, and deer hides were plentiful. I've got mine secured with just some paracord. It's wrapped around twice and cinched up. I also made my anorak. I made this out of one military surplus blanket. I believe it was an Italian wool blanket. I folded it in half, cut out right angles for the arms and stitched up along the side and down underneath the arm. So the main body is just one part of the blanket folded over, and then the hood and the pocket were fashioned off with the remainder that was cut off underneath the arms. I did it all by hand. It took a little bit of time, but not much. And it's become one of my most treasured garments. These things are phenomenal. They trap so much air around your body. So making your own gear doesn't have to be hard, it doesn't have to be difficult, and it's incredibly rewarding. When you start making stuff, you'll find that you appreciate it more than the things that you purchased because you put yourself into it. And going through the process of making your own gear, it's just you're learning skills and you're becoming self-reliant, which is really the point of all of this bushcraft stuff. So my intention today with making this video was not to show you all the cool shit I can make, but to give you guys some ideas on how to make your own stuff. For most of the stuff that I've made, it was harder just getting the ambition to get started than actually make the gear. And now that I have it, like, I love it. Which means I'm just gonna use it more and more. It's pretty cool being able to customize your own equipment. Make it exactly how you want it. It's not gonna be as high-tech or pretty as something that you're gonna buy off the shelf. But so what? It's gonna be awesome because you made it and it's yours. So I hope that gives you guys some ideas. Once again, I've got a wool anorak on that I made. My haversack, it's all loaded up here. Got a little sleeve back here for my axe. I made my knife, the sheath that it's in, and I made my deer hide gaiters, the leggings, which are awesome for kicking around through the thorns. So that's it, guys, just a quick one for today. I want to show you what I was carrying around in the woods and hopefully give you guys some ideas on equipment that you can make yourselves. It didn't take a lot of time to make any of this stuff. It didn't take a lot of money, and I got to make it how I wanted it, which is awesome because that just means that I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to use it more. Thanks for hanging out today, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's presentation on making your own gear. If you guys have any questions about what we covered today or anything you'd like to see in future videos, just let me know, drop a comment. I'm happy to respond. Do me a favor, hit like and subscribe. It really helped me out, help me grow the channel. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you in the woods.